Hello, I'm Chris at FRAG-MENTAL, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to take your fragrance journey on a budget. Stay tuned to FM. So we all know that fragrances, for the most part, can be prohibitively expensive, and for someone wanting to embark on their fragrance journey, it can be difficult. A lot of people don't have the money to buy a lot of fragrances and try out lots of different fragrances to see which works best on them. So today I'm giving you 5 tips on how to buy lots of different fragrances and try out lots of different fragrances for not a lot of money. So the first tip is, and it might seem pretty obvious, and I guess you're already doing this, but do your research. Look at YouTube reviews, look at online reviews, look in forums, find out which fragrances people are talking about. Go on Fragrantica, look at the ratings. So you're putting yourself in a much better position so that when you do come to splash that hard-earned cash on the chosen juice, you know you're making a good informed decision, so you're not going to waste it. Okay, tip number 2. So to buy a full bottle of juice can sometimes cost up to £300–400 if you're buying niche. Even designer stuff can be £100 plus. So to buy full bottles of lots of different fragrances, it's not really possible for a lot of people. Certainly not people who are just starting out on getting into fragrances. So a great option if you're not in a position to commit paying the full price for a bottle of juice is to go for fragrance samples, such as these. So decants. So you can buy these from lots of different companies. I know there are several in the US. There are 2 here in the UK that I use which are great. They are fragrancesamplesuk.com and scentsamples.uk.com. I've bought decants from both of these companies and can highly recommend them. I'll leave the link down below for you. So a great idea to buy decants, even just 1ml, you're looking at prices between £2 and £4 for 1ml of fragrance, and you can buy anything from 1ml to 10ml. 10ml will give you a good 10 to 15 wears, and 1ml, which is this one here. So I think I'll get a good 2 to 3 wearings out of this. So it is a good opportunity, even with just 1ml, to test out the fragrance and see if it's one that you like. And if it is one that you like and you really like it, then you can go buy the full bottle and know that you're not wasting your money. So decants, fragrance samples, great option. On to tip number 3. So there are various fragrance houses that make perfumes that smell scarily close to designer and niche scents. They don't necessarily market them as clones, although in some cases the names can be quite similar. I have fragrances from 2 of these houses. One of them is Oud 24 Hours from Al Zafran. Great fragrance, very, very strikingly reminiscent of Tom Ford's Black Orchid. And the other house I have fragrances from is Haramain. So here we have Leather Oud and L'Aventure. Very similar to Creed's Aventus, very similar to Tom Ford Tuscan Leather. Both great fragrances, and for these fragrances you're looking at £30–40 for 100ml, and these are both eau de parfum, so a nice strong concentration. And as you can see, nice packaging as well, nice design on the bottles. They don't feel cheap, they feel like an expensive fragrance, so well worth the money. Tip number 4. So slightly different to the houses that make their own fragrances with their own names that do smell similar to expensive fragrances, we have clone houses. One clone company that I use a lot is Perfume Parlor. I'll put the link to the site down below. So just as an example, here we have Sauvages, which is a clone of, or as it says on their site, with notes similar to Dior Sauvage. This is Tuscan Leather, and the name is just spelled slightly differently. Again, notes similar to Tom Ford's Tuscan Leather. I've used both these fragrances a lot and they are fantastic. They're pretty much, to my nose, identical to the originals. With these, you're not getting the nice packaging, you're getting a stock bottle, which is fine. It holds the juice, it sprays the juice. What more do you need? For people looking to build a collection, to actually have the the bottles and the packaging, this probably isn't going to be your thing. But again, for people who want to try lots of different fragrances to see which fragrances they actually like, a company like Perfume Parlor is a great way to get a good idea of what, for example, Tuscan leather smells like. And if you really like it, which I do, then you know that you can go and buy the full bottle of Tuscan leather if you can afford it, and you won't be disappointed. So, a great way to get your nose on lots of different juices and really discover what's out there. My number 5 tip, the last tip, is go to a department store. They have free samples that they give away. Maybe don't go in and just ask for free samples, but do your research, watch those YouTube videos, read Fragrantica, and find out which fragrances are consistently top 10 rated fragrances, have great projection, get good compliments, and buy it. If it's a fragrance that's a safe bet and you're pretty certain you're going to like it, go in, buy the fragrance. As you're buying the fragrance, once you're making the sale, that will be a good chance to mention to the person who's dealing with you and just say, look, I'm thinking of buying a few more fragrances. Do you have any samples that you could let me have? I can have a smell and then I'll come back at some point and purchase some more. I don't think they'd have too much of a problem with giving you a few samples. This has happened to me in the past, and again, it's a great way to find out if it's a fragrance that you really like and you really want to buy. A lot of these fragrances are a good size. You'll maybe get 1 to 2, if not 3 wearings out of them, so it does give you a good opportunity to see if it's a scent that you actually want to buy. So there you go, 5 tips on how to take your fragrance journey on a budget. I hope you get a chance to try out some of these tips. If you do, please leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear from you, and let me know if you have any other tips that I've maybe not mentioned. I know that all these tips have worked for me, and they've really given me the opportunity to get my nose on a lot of different fragrances. So all that's left to say is thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, keep tuning into FM, and keep smelling good.